Hello, I am Tanya, the host of the Comeback Seat, and today we have Shasta, the guest expert and the co-host of the Comeback Seat, and we have Marybeth, who is in the seat today.
Hi. Welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you.
I really am honored to have you today. I know this is going to be a hard one, so if you need time out, just let us know. And we're here for you.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yes. Don't be nervous. So, Marybeth, can you tell us a little bit about where you grew up, who you are?
I grew up over in Eastern Oregon, Idaho border, Ontario, Fayette, graduated from Fayette, if you know what a Fayette is. There's not a stoplight, there wasn't when I left.
There is not.
Oh boy. Moved over here about a week after I graduated high school, and I met Gary about 6 months later and planted our roots here.
And so what year was that when you guys...
2000, I met him in 2002.
And when did you guys get married?
2004.
2004, okay. And it was love at first sight.
Yes.
You guys created this family. You moved to Salem.
Yeah, he grew up here. And so we've always stayed here.
Okay. And then you decide you're going to get married and have two boys.
Yes, 7 years apart.
7 years apart.
It took me a while to get that second one.
And how old are they now?
11 and 18.
Okay, they've grown up through the years.
Yes.
And I must say, Shasta and Marybeth have known each other for how many years?
We don't want to talk about it.
Known each other for 30 years.
Yeah.
So they've been distance for many years, but they reconnected now, and here we are. And I've known Marybeth for 15 years. Yes, through my sister, you guys work together. Okay, now take us back to your days with Gary.
We were like in the beginning. It was always fun. We always had a lot of fun. We always went and did walks, we went boating, camping. He had never been camping or hunting. Fishing, never caught a fish. He taught him everything we did. So yeah, and he really got into hunting and not so much fishing, but loved hunting and camping. We would spend a lot of time at the dunes. So yeah, we just worked. I knew what I needed to do. He knew what he needed to do, and we just worked. Beautiful. Nice.
And he was a manager at a tire store. I met you guys. How long was he doing that for?
We actually met at Superior Tire. He was 19 or 20, and I was 18 or 19. And he stayed in the tire business until he passed. So he was at Superior. He worked for Bridgestone for 15 years, and then he went to work for Love's Travel Centers.
Nice.
Yeah, so always tires. He's the tire dealer.
Tire king.
Yes.
And the boys, they're into sports. You guys are a sports family.
Big time football, basketball. Neither one of them care for baseball. But their friends and other people are very excited about that. But baseball is a summer sport, and like so.
Yes, you guys have that membership, that voting membership.
Yes, the Salem Young Boat Club.
And are you still members?
Yes, we are actually going to the Commodore's dinner tonight.
Oh,
So passing off the paddle to the next Commodore.
oh. I wish it was a little bit nicer today. It was nice all week, and now it has to be rain.
In my hurry.
Well, take us back to the day or the weeks before your life changed completely.
The last 2 years are kind of a blur. We hit a really bad patch, so our 24 years together. Alcohol. That was it. So I asked him to get help, and he didn't feel like he needed help. So I left and just kind of stayed gone for most of the summer, not last year, the year before. And it was ugly.
When you say you left the house?
Yeah, I was staying with my girlfriend, and then we had a travel trip up in Detroit for the season. So I just kind of stayed between there and got my boys when I could have them, or they were busy. But it was the roughest season of my life by far. Just having to walk away.
And he was at the house. And
It was hard to be him. Yes.
Because it felt like you were losing any ability to influence or
I this is wrong to say, but the feeling I have is that I should have been stronger a lot earlier and not made it okay for the continuous. I mean, and I'm honest. I drink. I mean, that's sure the only time that we would fight. But it just became too much, and it's unhealthy for me. It's unhealthy for him, our boys, the whole situation. So
it's hard to leave. And it's very conflicting.
yes, a friend of mine, I ran into him not too long ago. He says, I talk to Gary a lot, and there's one conversation that I remember standing in your kitchen. I was like, what's that? He's like, you have to make a choice for yourself. And I looked at him right in the eye and I said, I'll be here until you die.
Yeah.
I literally loved him more than myself for those 28 some years.
And he didn't want to go get help.
He thought he could do it on his own.
How'd you turn the corner from I'm never going to leave to separating?
He told me no, that he wouldn't get help.
Yeah.
He stopped once your brain has that much. We didn't know he had those toxins in his body, but you kind of lose the caring portion.
Yeah.
Like the addiction comes before, and not, but it takes over. You no longer care as deep as you used to care.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where we're headed. And there's a couple times that I just wrote down and he was just like, I don't think I went to sleep. It's like, that's not, he wasn't my Gary.
The disease to vote.
Yes. Unfortunately.
Thank you for sharing.
It's important. And I mean, it's scary to start over at 40 years old.
Yeah.
And I've had a lot of crap happen since turning 40, and I do not like my 40s so far. But it's just, you have to learn, I guess. And it's hard.
Yeah.
Sure.
And what did he, was he a functional alcoholic at first?
Absolutely. He
Was he
always
drinking?
provided. I don't know. I don't think he drank at work. He was an area manager, so he traveled a lot, and then just gave the opportunity to drink more, entertaining customers. Everything, every social thing usually involves drinking.
Yeah.
And I still have a problem with it. I think a lot of people do, but it's how far you let it go is gonna make or break you in your relationships.
And I appreciate you being honest about it. A lot of people hide it and come forward and say, hey, I like to drink. This is my numbing pain.
Mm-hmm.
What you're going through, you probably like to know how to tune out.
I do.
And, what was Gary like with you?
I have no idea. He never shared eye to eye asked. I don't know. I don't even know if he knew what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it was just literally just the addiction. I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah.
I think a lot of men don't talk about the pressure that life is of being a provider and wanting to show up in all the ways that all work people need them to show up at work for their kids, their wife, and they can create a lot of anxiety. And a depressant like alcohol is really effective for calming down your anxiety.
Yes.
It is not a solution by any means, but it works. It shuts it off or knocks it out.
It's easy and it's cheap.
Yeah. And it's socially acceptable. And most people are like, yeah, let's have a drink, let's eat up, and like it's expected.
Mm-hmm.
And so even if there was not like some deep dark thing, it's just addressing that anxiety that can come on. It can be very upsetting. I don't know, I never met Gary, but like that's the thing I feel all the time in my practice.
Yeah, and I went through counseling all my life. So I know how to tune into those things and try to work them out and talk about them. But a lot of people don't have those skills, and they won't.
Yeah.
We went to marriage counseling a few times, but I think it was kind of too late for that because I was shutting down at that point. And I've heard that you literally decide to leave or prepare yourself to leave at least a year before you actually do it. And thinking back, I absolutely did, but I didn't know I was doing it.
Right, you were doing the mental gymnastics, but subconsciously.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And what were the boys thinking at this point? about their dad? What were they?
It was normal with them.
So they didn't.
They grew up in it. They didn't
And
have
Gary,
a friend.
he wasn't abusive to them or anything.
No. He was never physically abusive, especially to them or me. Never a violent person, just angry, angry. And it would be towards one person in particular. It wasn't just towards everybody. He wasn't mad at the world.
One person, always the same person.
Oh, okay.
But he directed at a person.
Yeah, and that ruined a lot of his friendships. He lost some good friends with him. But
Is that like a chemical imbalance? You know what I'm saying?
The anger?
Yeah.
Probably the anger was his way of telling anger is the very emotion. So it covers the real, like, smaller part of you, like, homeless for children. Is that part.
and he was a teddy bear inside, mushy gushy, like babies. Oh my gosh, babies loved him. Kids loved him. On the outside, he's very strong and blunt. Like he didn't sugarcoat anything.
Yeah.
Whatever was on his mind is what he was saying. And some people like that. A lot of people don't like that. But I think once you got to know him and understood where it was coming from, you knew that he wasn't.
It was a good one.
Traumatized.
Yeah.
When you guys went through this, you guys went through a major health and fitness stage.
We did.
And
He was obsessed. He was obsessively carbs, running. Yeah.
was he drinking at that point?
That's when he first switched to alcohol.
Oh, interesting. So he was becoming healthy, but now switching from
Beer and
these
stuff.
little bushwalk bears.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. We're not promoting anything.
No.
This is not a sponsored.
Yeah. That's when we started drinking vodka more.
Oh,
Calories.
yeah, okay. That's why the calories and calories.
No carbs in that, basically.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So that's when you tried to get healthy.
Yeah.
I want nothing to happen. And take us back to the day that this happened. Your whole day changed, your whole life changed, the boys' life changed.
Hold on.
Oh, you want to go somewhere?
Separated.
Yes.
Then what?
So, good point, Justin.
I went back because I wasn't done. He wasn't done.
Yeah, you were there.
No. And I went back for a month and a half, and everything just went back to how it was, and almost worse because there was so much animosity. How it was everything that was said, and made me think, it was continued. Yeah.
Through so face all the time.
Well, he felt like I came back for like specific reasons or something. Like, he felt like he would repeat that I used him. And I'm like, I want my family. I've always wanted to get married and have a family and settle it. That's all I ever wanted to do. And I did it. We did it. But then it's just like I was losing everything and I didn't want to.
Yeah.
But I had to.
So you were back for 6 weeks.
Yeah, about there. I got a townhouse and filed for divorce in October. I think it was October. And then it was really ugly.
Yeah.
Just text messages up to like 40 some in a half hour, sometimes like a lot. And he was going downhill. I did find some notes that he made an appointment with an alcohol counselor finally. But I was at work in a training class, and my oldest calls me. Teenagers don't call their parents. Usually it's a text. And it was his girlfriend, Taylor, and she just said that they didn't think that they couldn't wait Gary out and they didn't know if he was bleeding. And I just like hung up the phone and I looked and I was like, I'm leaving. You know, like, what's wrong? I'm like, Gary's unresponsive. And I should not have drove.
Yeah.
But I drove straight there. The EMS and everybody was there. They were doing the compressions with they put like this sleeve around you to continue the compressions. But I knew when I saw him it was on. But they continued for 30 minutes after I was there. So they tried. I did know one of the firefighters there. He's local in West Salem. And I remember kind of glancing over, but then I heard his voice. He's like, ma'am, and I looked at him and I just like, I won't say his name out loud, but
You fell into
he's like, yeah, he's like, can we go in the house for a second? And I was like, he's gone, huh? He's like, we're gonna keep trying. Okay, but he's gone, isn't he? Yes, but no. So there were so many people. We kept my youngest was just getting off the bus when all the EMS and everything was there. So we kept him out front, and I think his best friend's mom may have came and grabbed him. I don't know. There were so many people, just it was nuts.
And so Colby found him.
Colby and Taylor, yeah. So
What time of day was it?
So he finally had the flu Fridays, or I don't know what it
It was a full day.
Yeah. His mom stopped and dripped off some saltines and 7-Up and stuff. And she left. Colby came home for something. They left. And then when they got home, he was on the back patio face down. And so they rolled him over and called 911. And they both did chest compressions. And Colby did mouth to mouth on his dad. Yeah. So they're amazing. They're amazing kids.
Beautiful.
They are, yes.
And how's Colby doing today?
He's good. They don't. She talks to me about it. He doesn't talk much. I don't ask questions because I don't want him to have to relive it.
Sure.
I'm sure he does enough in his own head. But he just got hired on with an HVAC company here in West Salem.
Very good.
So his first big boy job. He worked for the pizza company for a while, and then at the NPG Sports Complex for a while. So he's going to work HVAC man.
Look at him.
Yes.
Training.
Yes.
Yeah. He's successful.
Yes.
And how old is the youngest now?
11. Middle school. We call him Little Gary. Little Gary. He is a spitting image of his daddy. Looks, attitude, quirky, everything.
So, and then during this all, unfortunately, you lost Gary.
Mhm.
And then what shapes Marybeth after that?
I'm learning that.
Still figuring it out.
Yeah, I only took off, I don't know, it's like 6 weeks or so, and I went back to work, which I don't think I should have.
Don't recommend it.
No, I should have taken that time and dealt with everything and spent time. We had won season passes to Silverwood. Gary actually had a Disneyland trip planned. Everything was purchased, and they were supposed to leave December 12th. And he died on the 10th. Yeah. So I think I still have those tickets. I don't know if they expired or whatever, but I should have taken that time and taken them and gone and done things instead of working and drowning and numbing.
But
I'm sure
what you needed.
Yeah.
Right? Like, now you get to tell the people watching, like, take your FMS, take your virtual.
Oh my gosh.
Right?
Sign up for the stuff you paid for.
And, like, take the time to debrief. Go maybe do some intense counseling, right? Like,
Yes.
do the
Right.
things. Yes.
Yell. Scream. Yeah. I should
did you
start
finally? Yeah, we know about that. When did you start? When did you finally realize that you need to take the time to breathe and to scream and to vent? Or did you ever?
I wasn't doing very well at work. I would do good for a few weeks and then just kind of dive bomb. I was getting a lot of headaches and just not wanting to get out of bed. And so,
Difficult depression.
yeah, my headaches and stuff a mess. But that was hard too because I've always worked.
Yeah.
So
It keeps you busy
it does.
as well as your family.
But it wasn't keeping me busy because I wasn't working in the capacity that I could work in. And I have so much guilt for that because I know the business owner that I was working for. And I feel like today or yesterday would have been 3 years that I was with them. But I wasn't as good as I could have been for them.
Yeah.
Because my life went downhill as soon as I started with them. Then all this stuff started happening and stuff. So I feel bad. They were amazing. They took care of me. They loved me. They're awesome. It's a great company.
And maybe you wish you could have done better.
Yes. Absolutely.
But they understood.
Yeah.
And you still work for them?
No, I quit in September. And then I was gonna do insurance for State Farm, and I could not do the testing and learning online. Like I can't learn online. I couldn't do it. And so I pretty much was just a mushroom for a while. I literally just brought it away
Thinking
for
about
several weeks.
what you need to do. You gotta get out of this funk, but you're stuck in this funk. What's this funk called? Depression?
Yeah.
And
Like,
then,
could we take a step forward because it was the wrong step, or I need a better job, or do I go to work? Do I go to school? Do I?
Analysis paralysis.
It sucks. It's hard. You're stuck. You literally want to pop yourself in the forehead and be like, make a decision.
So how did you? How did you make a decision?
A girlfriend and I were talking about beauty school, and that's all I've ever wanted to do since I was a little girl. And she goes, I'm going to do the esthetician program. You should do it too. And then we didn't talk again, and she signed up and went and did it. I was like, what the hell? You didn't wait for me. So I'm like, I'm going to do it. So I just I paid my deposit, and I'm like, okay, I've signed up. I guess I'm doing this.
Good. You didn't like to think too much about it. You just did it. Yes. And that's how you work through that paralysis. It just happened.
Have to.
Yes. Yes.
and was this important or was it very,
Okay.
okay. What did you know? I think, okay. Sorry, I go from my hair in school. Love hope.
Yes.
And then, so you're back at home in the house that you guys have had for many years.
Yes. I had to break my lease, move stuff back in. I was mainly fully out, but I still had this stuff in the house.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So yeah, and I just got my cat,
Oh,
like right before that. And so my dogs didn't like my cats, but I had to move home with dogs and the kids' rooms and
sure.
a lot of responsibility for 2 acres in the house. So I had to move back
Yeah.
and figure it out.
Yeah. That's good.
It's better now. It was really hard. I had to do a lot of changing things.
Yeah.
I got a new bed, like new couch, just try to change things so it wasn't normal.
So you didn't feel like you're really walking in like a life that didn't exist anymore.
You're waiting for Gary to come home in a way.
Yes, and there's still times like you think that you hear things or like clearing his throat from the other room or something.
Yeah, those little subtle things that.
Yeah, it was hard to sit out back.
Yeah.
And that's why I love sitting outside, but it was literally right outside the door.
I can burn in your mind.
But it's been a little over a year. So,
They talk about in brief research, you have a year first, and then you have the year of community. And it's a 2-year, pretty rough process, 2 grades. And I mean, these are not exacts, right? All different terms, but like in general, the first year you gotta get through all the holidays and birthdays, the memorials, things. And then you start that meeting process. And that meeting process can take a year, take longer, depending. But that's when you start to go, okay, this is what's happened, this is my reality. What do I do with it? How do I want to honor the legacy of this person? How do I want to move forward in my life in light of this reality? And that's what you've done.
yes. I've had help, a lot of help. I have a huge army. And oddly enough, about a month and a half after Gary passed, I met somebody, and I don't know, it feels wrong. It felt wrong, but we were divorcing, so I have to remind myself that I'm in this position because of what happened, and I can't have that guilt.
You were grieving the loss of your marriage before you.
Yes.
So you had already done some of that work. And then this tragedy happens, which complicates the grieving of your marriage. But it makes sense that you're like, the soul's wrong, but also like my marriage had been over for a long time.
Yeah, emotionally.
So you're in love now?
I know.
Yeah. Where did you guys meet?
I stopped in for lunch at a local place in between meetings. One day he was in there. And then about a week later, oddly enough, my mom sent me this text. I had just gone back to work after everything. And I had to go to the doctor for meds. And she's like, I just hope that you meet the man of your dreams and he sweeps you off your feet and you live happily ever after. Thanks, Mom. Me too. So I went to the doctor. Gary and I had the same doctor, so I was able to talk to him.
Sure.
So I was an emotional basket case.
Right.
I left there. I'd been crying for probably an hour. And I went to the same place, and he was the first person sitting there when I walked in. I was just like, whoa, this is the worst thing I've ever seen. But he kind of a little bit of banter while I was talking to the server in there. And I handed him a post-it note with my phone number, and I ran out the door. And on the way back to work, I'm like, I hope I never see him again.
One or the other.
Yeah. Please. Yeah. I was just like, I think I just did it.
But it all worked out.
Yes.
And how's the boys today?
Very good. Cameron is playing cheerleading basketball. So he has to practice 3 nights a week, and he's going to be doing middle school basketball, so that's practice for school.
And like we talked about, Chloe's going into the big boy world.
Yep.
The man world.
Yes. I'm so excited for him.
We could be traveling with basketball.
No, I think the furthest we go is probably like Westland. Okay, yeah. I think we're going to see. Yes, much better.
And if you can tell someone out there listening today that has lost a loved one, what would your advice be? I know not to be everyone, but what would your advice?
Would you say don't become a mushroom?
Mushroom.
I thought it was a hermit or mushroom, but it was and you talked about the paperwork. I think that's huge.
Oh my gosh.
Don't take advantage of.
I did not. And I mean, I looked at my list, we just got our tax and stuff. And I'm looking, and just in a few months, I paid in over $250 to this Oregon leave something family medical leave. But I quit my job before applying for that, so I could get it. And there's so much paperwork just between, handling the mortuary, figuring out plans for resting, and then Social Security stuff with the boys. Like they give you a time and date that they're going to call, but they could call before that. If you miss it, then you got to reschedule it. Just all the paperwork, the taxes, trying all the legality stuff, and for the love, get life insurance. Oh, yes, make sure they have life insurance. That's
Well, and I think there's something really horrible about having to prove your spouse's death over and over and over again.
At Xfinity a couple months ago, I walked in there and I'm like, I asked you to switch names on our billing a year ago, and my husband passed. And he's in training, but he's like, well, do you have a copy of the death certificate?
Oh my gosh.
And
Our customer service.
I was just like, to switch billing on my cable bill, you need a copy of my husband's death certificate.
That's what
Somebody walks up and like, oh, we don't need that. I was like, okay, that'd be good.
Wow.
It's just, and the things that people say sometimes.
Yes.
What are some things that you don't like?
I've gotten really bad. I don't like to go grocery shopping anymore because I run into people, and I feel like people feel sorry for them, or like and it's probably all in my head, but I feel like they look at me different. Going to the boys' sporting events, especially right after it happened, I just felt like everybody was like, just died.
Right.
But like, it's more of the people that don't just say, hey, how are you? It's like, I'm so sorry. It's like, I appreciate it. I don't know. And it also depends on the day. because I could be having a great day and one thing that's said, ooh, that just brings it all real. Yeah, but there's a lot more good days than that.
So I think what you're saying is you want people to treat you like they always have, not look at you as pity.
Yes.
Just because a terrible thing has happened, you're still a human being that like needs connection with other human beings, and like life is going on despite this.
Yes.
Yeah. So like, hey, how's it going? It's nice that it's sunny today.
Yeah.
You know, like small town. Treat me like a normal person.
But don't make it awkward.
Yeah. Right.
Yes.
We will be visiting you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Shasta.
Down. Look out.
Oh boy.
We have fun this to be on that show.
Right. Yeah. So do you
Yes, I will be going to a friend's salon. She hasn't announced it, so I don't know if
Okay, so maybe by this time we publish, we can.
yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yep. They're here in Salem on Liberty. I've known these girls at the salon from the boat club. So for years. Made to celebrate with them tonight also. But yeah, finally did it. I did it.
You did it. Marybeth did it.
You're launching your new life. Your oldest son is launching his adult life. It's a big boy job. You still got the little one, and you're doing all the things that mom does.
And I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yeah. The later 40s definitely be better than the first.
2026, look out.
Yes.
It's amazing. What part about your comeback do you feel like you, like, if you could sum it up, or what insight you're taking away this past season? What do you want to share?
I think just not being afraid to do what you want to do.
Be brave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's scary. I was so scared to walk into that school. I'm like, I'm going to go to school in this class. There's these sweet little teenagers, and they're going to be calling me mom by the end of this. But I wasn't. I don't think I was the oldest. There's 8 of us girls. We're all kind of in obviously different seasons of life, but they're awesome. It's
You developed some good friendships.
yes. Yep. Good cheerleaders. Straighten our crayons.
Straighten our crowns. That is what we'll leave with today. Thank you so much, Marybeth, for sharing your amazing, amazing story. You're such a strong woman. And you were strong before this, and you're still strong in my eyes. And I really appreciate you sharing.
Thank you.
Shasta, do you have anything to say to your long life friend? Do you recommend EMDR?
I do. I mean, but also I'm biased as a therapist who does EMDR. I mean, obviously, like, everybody has their path and how they heal. And, you know, for some people it's running, for some people it's lifting weights, for other people it's therapy. And, you know, like, reaching out for help is important no matter what your ailment is. So having your tribe around you, your community to support you in whatever that is. And you know, for me, like, it was cathartic to go to school and start your life. I think that was like the moment where you're like, okay, I'm going to make some meaning out of whatever time I got left here. Yeah. And I think it will pay off, and it will shape you, and you will become like all the things that you need to become in this life. With
No other choice, right?
Yeah.
Keep trucking.
That's right. So
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
see you next time.
See you next time.
Disclaimer. The information shared on this podcast is for educational and inspirational purposes only. It is not medical, psychological, or professional advice. Always consult with a qualified professional before making changes to your health, mindset, or lifestyle. You are responsible for your own decisions, actions, and results. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and always do what's best for you.